Let me guess, you signed up for every free lead magnet and binged on every marketing YouTube video and thought, what am I missing? Why isn't my business exploding like that? Well, I can tell you, you're not alone. Whether you're just getting started or have an established business, entrepreneurship can be really lonely. But it doesn't have to be. Overcoming your fear of launching or building your personal brand or figuring out how to scale, it shouldn't be holding you back. It should be empowering you. On this podcast, we're going to deep dive into the mechanics of what it takes to build your brand, make your mark, and stake your claim in the digital marketing space. I'll be chatting with people from all walks of life and stages in their careers. I will be getting inspiration from real experts who will share their actual strategies and techniques to grow loyal and raving followings and sell more stuff. This is entrepreneurship from people who are already there making it happen. My name is Jeff Mendelson. Join me and welcome to the One Big Tip podcast. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. My name is Jeff Mendelson, and this is the One Big Tip podcast. And today I am really pleased to have Mark Miller, the owner of Firm Theory. Firm Theory is a company that is a digital marketing agency specifically for law firms, and their specialty is all about video. And I don't want to steal much of Mark's thunder. So, Mark, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate coming on.
Mark, I'd like to understand what is different or what is special about what Firm Theory does for law firms, because it seems that you have a really unique value proposition that you bring to the law industry and to law firms in particular.
There's two. The first and the primary one is that we do live video, live streaming, and podcasting for law firms. So if you want to go live on Facebook, live on YouTube, Twitch, any of those others, we're working on LinkedIn right now, so hopefully that'll be out shortly. We help you do those live videos, and we produce them on the back end, so you don't see us, your clients don't see us, but I can do the transitions, the fancy moves from one thing to another like that. And people,
So what people can't see on the podcast is that he's putting up these logos on our video feed as we're looking at each other. So
I don't know. Didn't realize people weren't going to be able to see that. But if you go to my Facebook, our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Firm Theory, there's a video a little while back that'll show you some of what we've done for one of our vendor companies that we work with on transitioning, adding logos, adding nameplates, adding stuff while you're in a live broadcast, which a lot of companies, like, you can definitely go out there and hold your iPhone up and go live that way. It's a perfectly good option, and if you're doing that, you're doing better than 99% of all companies out there. But adding that extra little bit of professionality to it, I think, really ups the quality of the video.
So that's really cool. So actually, this segues nicely into your one big tip, in that there is a free downloadable software that anyone can install on their computer to assist with this.
Yeah, Open Broadcasting Software, or OBS. It's free. It's open source. There are a bunch of plugins for it, just like WordPress and other things. It's a great program. The primary value is that it's free, but it also allows us to do all that transitioning, adding of stuff on the fly. If you have a client that, or a guest that you want to have on your podcast or on your video that you didn't have their information until they're actually on the video. Like there's one yesterday that I didn't realize that somebody was a lawyer. So on the fly, I was able to add the Esquire to their name and make that transition to, promote that side of their clientele. It just adds that extra little ability, that extra professionality, and that extra little, jog for the people who are watching it to say, oh, that's nice. They did that. That's cool.
What's interesting is that I only came across OBS, Open Broadcaster Software, a couple of weeks ago, just by binging on home office setups. We're recording this in late April 2020. So we're all still pretty much homebound. And what's interesting is that all of those tools and transitions and everything you've seen on network TV, you can now do from your home, right? You can do it on your computer, and it's not all that complicated once you have the right equipment, right?
Right.
What would be like the minimum equipment that you would need in order to do this? Like the minimum, or maybe like the mid-range, like what kind of outlay are we looking at in terms of money also? And it's probably even stuff that you already have.
Yeah, OBS is free as long as you have a computer. OBS works on Windows, Apple, and Linux even. You need a webcam. If you want to do a webcam, you need a microphone.
Okay.
Your computer mic is probably good enough. Your computer webcam is probably good enough. Again, I'm of the opinion that as long as you're doing something, you're doing more than 99% of your competition. So that's great. If you can get a more professional webcam, I'm using a GoPro 5 and what's called a UHD capture card to get the video from my GoPro into my computer. But I also have another webcam available if necessary. This is a desktop, so it didn't come with a webcam, but you could really use anything. If you want to go really high end, you can get like a DSLR, a Canon, a Nikon, a Sony, and plug one of those big, strong guys. Use my Amazon link if you buy one of those.
Right.
But you can do that. Like I said, a simple capture card usually will run you around $100. To plug in something like your GoPro. If you want to go even more feature rich, you can use the ATEM Mini or the ATEM Mini Pro. That's ATEM Mini. And those will allow, I think it's up to 5 different devices input plus microphones. And then you can switch between one video device and another. So that's high end, but low end, OBS is free. Any kind of webcam, any kind of microphone.
So one of the things I've seen when researching OBS is that really you have a lot of young kids, gamers and all that, putting out a lot of content using OBS because that's how they're bringing in, as they're playing on their PlayStations and on their Xboxes. But you can use this software to make a very professional looking presentation. What would you say are some of the tips that you could use in order to make a video? Right? Even if you happen to be recording it from home, from your living room, which is what we're both doing today.
So first things first, get light in front of you. If you'll notice behind me, if you can see the video, I don't know if you can, but if you see the video, all my shades are drawn. All the lights are behind me are off, but I do have a couple lights right here in front of me that are putting light on my face versus on my back. Now I'm a producer, so normally all that stuff's open because nobody needs to see my face. But for this, light in front of you. If you can get in front of a window, that's great. If you can get centered in the frame and with your head about 1/3 of the way down so that your eyes are in the eye line of the frame. If you'll notice on, the national news and whatnot, that's where most people have their video set up. So that will make the best looking for just a simple setup. If you can add your logo, your contact information, phone number, email address, etc., those are great to have, and that's one of those things that OBS allows you to do. It allows you to add those little cards with your phone number, your name, etc., in there to promote while you're already in the video.
What about transcriptions? A lot of videos now, as they go out on YouTube and on Facebook, a lot of videos are actually played muted, right? As people are just scrolling through their feeds and all that. Can OBS also handle the putting up the transcriptions or burning in the words on the bottom? Do you know how that will work?
OBS cannot do that unless you have a script that you're working from and you directly speak from that script. I haven't seen where OBS can do that. What you can do, though, is there's a program, again, it's free to start, called otter.ai, that I think it'll give you, they just reduced it, unfortunately, but they'll give you up to 6 hours of free transcription per month.
Wow, okay.
And turn your text, turn this, your MP3 or MP4, whatever file format you have, into text, and then you can go through or have somebody go through and make sure that, your stop didn't come out as stem or something like that. And then you can download that as either a text file, or I think Transcriptions have a special file type, an SRT file for Transcriptions.
SRTs, yeah.
Yeah. And you can upload that into Facebook and into YouTube once that transcription is done. Otter's really good. I think for half an hour long discussion, it takes about 10 minutes to get the full transcription, and they even tag with different voices. So voice 1, voice 2, and if you have the same person speaking on most of your content, it'll know that, hey, that's Jeff, hey, that's Mark, let's label them accordingly. And every once in a while, if something's a little muffled or sometimes I sound like somebody else or they sound like me, it'll get a little confused, but just have a listen back through it. You can even double time to listen so you can make sure that it's labeled correctly.
Okay, cool. Those are really great actionable tips. Thank you very much for that.
No problem.
I'm gonna look into a lot of these applications that we talked about.
Mhm.
Mark, can you please let everyone know how they can reach you and how they can learn more
Oh,
about
yeah.
your firm?
You can reach me at mark@firmtheory.com or just go to firmtheory.com. If you go to firmtheory.com/slash one big tip, I'm going to start putting the videos that we do of OBS walkthroughs on there, as well as give you an offer link through there. So make sure to check that out.
All right, very cool. Mark, thank you very much for taking the time. I really appreciate it. This has been a very interesting discussion.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate coming on.